Mannatha Shree Jagannatho Madguru Shree Jagadguru Madatma Sarvabhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Aho bhagyamaho bhagyam Nandagopavrajau kasam yan mitram paramanandam purnam brahma sanatanam. Aho chitramaho chitram vande tat prema bandhanam yad baddham muktidam muktam brahma krida bhrigi kritam yo brahmanam vidadhati purvam yo vai vedanscha prahinoti tasmai tagvangha devamatma buddhi prakasham mumukchurvai sharanamaham prapadye. The divine souls, we'll have a few minutes of Nam Sankirtan, and after that I'll explain about the significance of Bhaiya-Dooj. Bhajo Giridhar Govind Gopala Govind Bhajo Giridhar Govind Gopala Bhajo Giridhar गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला
भजो 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 गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला
वृंदावन Bhajan Bihari Lal Ki.
Jai.
Radhe Radhe, everyone. Today is Bhaiya Dooj. Dooj means the second day, so it's the second day after the new moon. It's the second day of Shukla Paksh, building towards the next full moon. And Bhaiya, you know, means brother. So it's a day to celebrate brothers. And Maharaj ji has explained to us that we have all the relationships with Shri Krishna only. When Shri Maharaj ji was here at Radha Madhav Dham, he quoted from one mantra from Mundakopanishad. It's an oft quoted mantra. Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya samanam vriksham parikhasva jate tayoranya pippalam swadvatya nashnan nanyo abhichakashiti. And he said that this mantra tells 4 aspects of our relationship with Shri Krishna. 4 aspects. And he gave the technical terminology for these 4 aspects. Sajatya sambandh. Sambandh means relationship. Sajatya sambandh, sadeshya sambandh, sayujya sambandh, and sakhya sambandh. Sajatya means of the same jati. Jati means a type. What this means is our relationship with Shri Krishna is based upon, one of the things it's based upon is that we are from the same jati. What does that mean? It means neither of us is like Maya. There are 3 things that exist: Shri Krishna, souls, and Maya. Maya is on its own because Maya is a lifeless, mindless energy. It's nothing like God or the souls. So souls and God, if you line up the 3 of them and you have to choose, okay, we have to put 2 together who are most alike and leave the 3rd one aside, Maya will get left aside. Souls are most like God. God is Satchidanand and we are Satchidanand. So we are substantially the same as God. He is eternal life, eternal unlimited knowledge, and perfect bliss. And we are a part of that. So we are also Satchit Anand. He is divine and we are divine. He is alive. He is a sentient being. And we are also alive. We are sentient beings. In this mantra, this is described by referring to both God and the souls as birds. God is a bird and the souls are birds. So we're of the same type. In this analogy or metaphor, we're of the same species as God. We're both birds. This sajatya sambandh indicates that we are substantially the same as God, like a drop of water and the unlimited ocean of water. And we are constitutionally related to God. Constitutionally means, how does it actually work? Well, we are His ansh, right? Ansh, technically, or you can say literally, means a part of or a piece of or a fraction of something. But that shouldn't be taken literally here. We are not a piece of God who is like we've been broken off of God. Like they say, chip off the old block. It's not like that. Otherwise, how many souls could you make? Keep breaking God into pieces? Then eventually there'd be nothing left of God. And even if someone says, oh no, God is unlimited, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnamevavashishyate, God is infinite, so you could break off infinite pieces and God would still have infinite remaining. even then, souls are not a piece broken off of God, because God cannot be broken into pieces. Even the ones we refer to as his swanch, like Mahavishnu, Shankar, they are a direct part of him, right? So are they a piece of him or a fraction of him? Like Mahavishnu is 1/16 of Shri Krishna? No, they're all 100% of Shri Krishna, because he cannot be made less than himself. He is himself, even if he's manifesting himself as Vishnu or Shankar or in any other form. So they are not pieces of him, they are him in another form. And we, vibhinnanch, vibhinna means indirect or separate, as opposed to Mahavishnu and other forms of God, who are his swanch, swanch. It means apana, one's own. So those forms of God are none other than, kiska phone baj raha hai? Those forms of God are none other than Shri Krishna himself. We are not Shri Krishna himself. We are a part of Shri Krishna indirectly, because we are a part of his Jeev Shakti. We're a part of his soul power. So constitutionally, that's our relationship with him. He is the Supreme Lord, and he has his Swarup Shakti, whose ansh is Vishnu, Shankar, and other forms of God. Swarup Shakti, his personal power. He has his Maya Shakti. We don't belong to that, but anyway, he activates Maya and keeps it going. We belong to his Jeev Shakti. So we are his power. We're a part of his power, his soul power. That is why we are called his ansh, not because we're a piece of him broken off. Nonetheless, this Ved mantra tells us that we have this sajatya sambandh with him. We're of the same family. He's a bird and we're a bird. He might be the greatest bird of all and we're an insignificant bird, but here that's not being discussed. We're both birds. We're both of the same type. So that's nice to know. We're just like Shri Krishna. This mantra goes on to tell that we have a sadeshya sambandh with Shri Krishna as well. So not only are we his ansh, not only are we a part of his power, and not only are we made substantially, we're made of the same stuff he is, Satchit Anand, but we live in the same place. We are roommates. This Ved mantra says these two birds are sitting in the same tree. The tree is our body. Our physical body houses us and Shri Krishna. We're in here side by side. We're roommates. So that's nice to know if you think about it. I'm never alone. Krishna is in here with me all the time. He's my flatmate, my roommate. But this mantra goes on to say, oh no, it's not just are you roommates. The third aspect to our relationship, first being sajatya, we're of the same type. Second being sadeshya, desh means place. We're living in the same place, we're sharing a space like roommates. Sayujya, we're combined. We're in total union. I live in Krishna and he lives in me. That's even closer than being roommates. Where is he? He pervades my soul. And where am I? I live inside of him. Where else is there to live? He's everywhere. This is sayujya sambandh. So we're so close, not just like roommates living side by side. That's one aspect of our relationship with Shri Krishna. We're actually occupying the same space. You can't do that with anyone else or any other soul. But you and Shri Krishna are occupying the same space. That's how close you are with him. So this mantra is telling us two birds live on the same tree. In other words, God and the soul both inhabit this body. And one bird is busy eating the fruits of the tree. The fruits of the tree are the fruit of our past karma. So we're busy running around this world trying to find something that makes us happy. And according to our past karma, sometimes we get sweet fruit and sometimes we get bitter fruit. In our busyness, we've forgotten that our eternal friend is here with us. Our eternal friend, the other bird, is just watching us, noting everything we do, graciously looking towards us, and we've completely forgotten about him. But he is our eternal well-wisher. So the fourth aspect mentioned in this mantra, Dva Suparna Sayuja Sayujya Sakhaya Sakhya Sambandh. He is our eternal friend. This is the fourth aspect of our relationship with him. He's not just watching us like an accountant, noting down our actions and giving us the results, although he is performing that function. He is graciously looking towards us. He has an intent in his look. The intent is to help us and grace us. The Vedas tell us, Maharaj described this when he was giving his explanation of Narad Bhakti Darshan. He said a true relationship has to fulfill three criteria. It must be nitya, it must be paripurn, and it must be swarth rahit. I'll explain these three briefly. Nitya means eternal. We know that in this world our relationships are like, well, if we are all waves on the ocean, Shri Krishna is the ocean. We come from him, eventually we go back into him, and if the ocean is full of millions and billions of waves, those are all the individual souls. If a couple of those waves come together momentarily, it's just in passing. That wave keeps going that direction, that wave keeps going that direction. Eventually this wave disappears back into the ocean. Eventually this wave will disappear. Another wave pops up. These are souls dying and being reborn over and over again. And in our life, we come together for a short period with some other waves on this ocean. But just like two waves on the ocean, that relationship is very short-lived. Our relationships with all the people that we call family or friends in this world, from the larger spiritual perspective, are extremely short-lived. Even if we are related to the same person for our whole life, 100 years. Yes, but even 100 lifetimes is nothing. It's not even a drop in the bucket, not even a drop in the ocean of the lifetimes that we've lived. But our relationship with Shri Krishna is eternal, just like the relationship of each and every wave with the ocean is eternal. There's no way that wave can be separated from the ocean. And the wave is full of the ocean, just like we are full of Shri Krishna. The ocean itself permeates every particle of the wave. Similarly, we cannot be separate from Shri Krishna. Thus, our relationship with him is nitya, it is eternal, but our relationship with each other is just like waves passing momentarily on the ocean, on the surface of the ocean. The next criterion is our relationship, a true sambandh, a true relationship must be paripurna. It means complete. Divyo deva narayano mata pita bhrata sharanam suhrid gatihi. Subalopanishad says, we have all the different types of relationship with Shri Krishna. He is our mother, father, brother, goal, protector, refuge, friend, well-wisher. He is our everything. Gatir bharta prabhu sakshi nivasa sharanam suhrit prabhava pralaya sthanam nidhanam bijam avyayam. Gita, Shri Krishna tells Arjuna, I am everything for the souls. I am their goal. I am their husband. I am their protector. Whatever relationships exist in this world, a soul already has with Shri Krishna. Tvameva mata cha pita, tvameva bandhuscha sakha, tvameva vidya dravinam, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. This is a very well-known shlok from the Puranas that tells us the devotee is praying to Shri Krishna, saying, you alone are my divine mother, father, relation, friend, knowledge, wealth. Sarvam, you are my everything. This is what is meant by the word paripurna. In the world, you can't say you are my everything. Not literally. No, you are my husband, you could say. But your husband is not also your son and also your father. You can say to your child, you are my everything. But your daughter is not also your mother. You have limitations in your relations in this world. They are not complete. But our relationship with Shri Krishna is complete, all-encompassing. There is no relationship that we can have in this world that we don't already have with Shri Krishna. This is unique. Just like the fact that our relationship with Him is eternal is also unique. There is no relation in the world that could be called eternal. Similarly, the fact that our relationship with Shri Krishna is all-encompassing, complete, this is also unique. There is no such a thing in this world. And finally, the third criterion is that a true relationship should be swarth rahit, without self-interest. Now, we have self-interest because we're incomplete, since we're turned away from Shri Krishna, thus we're seeking our fulfillment through the attainment of happiness. But from His side, there is no seeking of the fulfillment of self-interest. And think of everything He does for us. From giving life to our soul, that's a willful thing He's doing with His own decision, keeping each and every soul alive. He decides during pralay to manifest this universe. He doesn't have to do that. He does that out of, and think of all the work He's making for Himself. But He's willing to do that, thinking that these souls who are lying dormant within me, if I manifest the universe, they'll get a chance to gain spiritual knowledge and they can do bhakti and attain me and become perfectly happy forever. Right now, sure, it's nice and quiet. I don't have to worry about keeping track of anybody's karma or giving results or managing the affairs of this material universe. So I could just keep it in this pralay state. But for us, He says, okay, let me manifest the universe again. Let me produce the Ved and other scriptures so that these souls have spiritual knowledge. Let me send my saints in this world. Let me also take avatar in this world to inspire and guide the souls. He's doing all of that. And mostly what he gets from us is either we ignore him, or we abuse him, or we doubt and question him. And very few souls come to him faithfully and humbly. But he keeps doing all of this for us. He keeps honoring his role of benefactor. He never gives up on us. So he is our true friend in this world. Every other person we call a friend in this world has their own self-interest. They will be our friend to the extent that they are getting happiness from us, or at least that they perceive they're getting happiness from us. And if that happiness starts reducing, their love for us will also start reducing. And in fact, a friend can become an enemy, which means our only true Sakha is Shri Krishna. So this is the fourth aspect of our relationship with Krishna. The first, Sajatya Sambandh. We're of the same type. We're just like you, Krishna. The second, Sadeshya Sambandh. We occupy the same living quarters, this body. We both inhabit the body. The third one, Sayujya Sambandh. We share the same space, actually. We live in Krishna and he lives in us. And finally, Sakhya Sambandh. He is our true friend and well-wisher. So on Bhaiya Dooj, Bhaiya, if you think of Shri Krishna as your brother, because in the world people honor their worldly brothers on Bhaiya Dooj, but of course we want to think of Krishna and Guru as our Bhaiya. They are our brother. And this feeling of loving God and Guru as brother, this comes in the category of Sakhya Bhav. Just like a friend, you love Shri Krishna as your friend, like the Gwalbals did, or you can love Shri Krishna as a brother. It's the same fraternal relationship, friend-to-friend relationship. On Bhaiya Dooj, we think about this loving relationship that we have with Shri Krishna, where he is our friend and our brother. Imagine if Krishna was your own brother, Saga Bhai. Really, born of the same mother, both of you, whether you're brother and brother or brother and sister. Imagine what that would be like. That feeling of apnapan, that feeling of ownness that you would have with Krishna if he was your real brother. That's the feeling we are supposed to inculcate on this day, this Bhaiya Dooj day. In history, there have been many, many examples of saints who loved Shri Krishna in his various forms with Sakhya Bhav. However, there's a difference in the ras. You see, of course, Shri Krishna's formless aspect, Nirakar Brahm, you can't love him with Sakhya Bhav or any Bhav because he's formless. His almighty form, Mahavishnu, there's only one relationship possible with him. That's Shant Bhav. He's the king and you're his subject. So Sakhya Bhav begins from Saket Lok of Bhagwan Ram. And a couple of examples of great saints who loved Shri Ram with Sakhya Bhav are Vibhishan, Ravan's younger brother, and Sugriv, who helped Ram find Sita. You would see in those Leelas, or read in the Ramayana, that whenever Sugriv and Ram visited, or Vibhishan and Ram visited, they sat on the same seat, on the same level, because friends are equals. But there was still considerable formality between Vibhishan and Ram and Sugriv and Ram. You see the way they speak to each other. It's very proper. Now, Shri Krishna's next form, Krishna of Dwarika. Over there in Dwarika, Arjuna is an example of a Sakhya Bhav saint who loved Shri Krishna as his friend. So Arjuna and Krishna, they used to, play around a little more as far as being able to tease each other like friends do or taunt each other a little bit. In fact, Krishna even drove Arjun's chariot in the Mahabharata war, and Arjun ordered him around. Krishna, take my chariot over here. Krishna, did you wash the horses? So you see there's more ras as compared to being a friend of Bhagwan Ram. Being a friend of Dwarikadhish Shri Krishna allows more ras and less formality. Then you have Shri Krishna of Mathura. The most famous example of having Sakhya Bhav with Mathuradhish Shri Krishna is Sudama. Sudama and Shri Krishna went to school together. They were school fellows, classmates. You know how you are with your classmates. So there was very little formality between Sudama and Shri Krishna. But nonetheless, once they were grown up, and Sudama thought of coming to meet Shri Krishna, there was some hesitation from his side, because even Mathuradhish Shri Krishna still has some almightiness in his personality. So there was some hesitation from Sudama's side. But of course, when he came, and because he was thinking, I'm just a beggar, he didn't have nice, clean clothes to wear. His clothes were old, dirty, torn. He didn't have any possessions, barely had enough food to keep him and his wife alive. And Shri Krishna is ruling over here. At that time, by then Krishna had moved to Dwarika. So he thought, how can I go and visit my friend? Oh, anyway, I'll go and visit him. And Krishna, when he saw, the guards were thinking, who's this beggar who's come to visit our king? But when Sudama entered and Krishna saw him, Shri Krishna was sitting on his throne, he jumped up and made Sudama sit there. And he washed his feet and took that as a blessing. And Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, is fanning Sudama. So you see how much love Krishna has for his friends. But still, even between Krishna and Sudama, there's a little bit of formality remaining, because there's still a touch of almightiness in Mathuradhish Shri Krishna. The sweetest form of friendship with Shri Krishna is found in Braj, of course, with the Gwalbals, who demonstrated through their loving interactions with Shri Krishna that there is zero formality in Shri Krishna's behavior with them. They wrestled with Krishna, they danced with Krishna, they sang with Krishna, they grazed the cows and ordered Krishna around, hey, it's your turn, you go bring the cows now. We're playing over here, we're eating over here. They played games, and when Krishna lost, then he had to pay the bet, and that Gwalbal who won would get on his back and dig his heels into his ribs. Giddy up, horsey. So who could do that to Supreme God? But his best friends, the Gwalbals, who loved Shri Krishna of Braj with this Sakhya Bhav. Aho bhagyam nanda gopavrajaukasam yanmitram paramanandam purnam brahma sanatanam. Brahma extols the virtues of these Gwalbals in the Bhagavatam, saying that how could I describe the great good fortune of these Gwalbals who are best friends, eternally best friends with Supreme God? Who could describe the greatness of these Gwalbals? These boys, these village boys, are not ordinary boys. They are the eternal friends of Supreme God, Krishna. So on Bhaiya Dooj, we also think of Shri Krishna with Sakhya Bhav. And although all of us who follow the teachings of Jagadguru Shri Kripalu Maharaj, we know that he teaches us to love Shri Krishna with Madhurya Bhav, because loving Shri Krishna as the gopis did will give us the highest divine attainment. In other words, entrance to Maharaj, which is what we all want. That's the highest thing. Even Gwalbals can't go over there. But don't worry. Thinking of Shri Krishna with Sakhya Bhav for one day won't mean that you'll become a Gwalbal. You see, Madhurya Bhav includes Vatsalya, Sakhya, Dasya, Shant Bhav. All those relational sentiments are included in Madhurya Bhav. That is the greatest bhav, the closest, most intimate bhav that includes the sweet feelings of all the other ways of loving Krishna. So the one who is a Madhurya Bhav devotee or saint has the freedom to venture into any of those other bhavs anytime they want. Whereas a Dasya Bhav devotee or saint has to maintain that formality in their Rup Dhyan or in their actual interaction with Shri Krishna or with Ram. They have to maintain that formality if they're a Dasya Bhav devotee. Just like a servant would always maintain that formality with their master. But the one in Madhurya Bhav absorbs and includes that feeling of servitude, but isn't bound by the same restrictions. There are no restrictions, only total freedom in Madhurya Bhav. So we devotees of Madhurya Bhav style can also love Shri Krishna with this Sakhya Bhav style anytime we want, whether we're singing a pad or a song along those lines, or if we're just in the mood to think of Shri Krishna as our brother, we have the freedom to do that anytime we want. So on Bhaiya Dooj day, the wise thing to do is, instead of dwelling upon our worldly relationships, we should dwell upon our relationship with Shri Krishna and make him our brother. So we're going to sing now a few dohas that Shri Maharaj made for this Bhaiya Dooj occasion, some Radha Govind Geet dohas, and they're being shown on the screen now. Swami Sakha Sutpati Shyam Bata De Aaj To Bhaiya Kanhaiya Bana De.
Sutpati Shyam Bata De Aaj To Bhaiya Kanhaiya Bana De.
Swami Sakha Sutpati Shyam Bata De Aaj To Bhaiya Kanhaiya Bana De.
Swami Sakha Sutpati Shyam Bana De Aaj To Bhaiya Kanhaiya Bana
आज तो भैया कन्हैया बना दे।
आज तो भैया कन्हैया बना दे।
बाप और मैया हैं गोविंद राधे, आज तो है भैया कन्हैया बता दे।
बाप और मैया है गोविंद राधे, आज तो है भैया कन्हैया बना दे।
बाप और मैया हैं गोविंद राधे, आज तो है भैया कन्हैया बता दे।
बाप और मैया है गोविंद राधे, आज तो है भैया कन्हैया बता दे।
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 दाऊ जी के भैया हैं कृष्ण कन्हैया, मैंने भी आज बना, मैंने भी आज बना लिया भैया।
दाऊ जी के भैया हैं कृष्ण कन्हैया, मैंने भी आज बना लिया भैया।
दाऊ जी के भैया हैं कृष्ण कन्हैया, मैंने भी आज बना लिया भैया।
दाऊ जी के भैया हैं कृष्ण कन्हैया, मैंने भी बना लिया भैया।
मैंने भी आज बना लिया भैया।
मैंने भी आज बना लिया भैया।
रास रचैया भैया, रास रचैया भैया, गाय चरैया, नाग नथैया भैया, लेऊं बलैया।
रास रचैया भैया, गाय चरैया, नाग नथैया भैया, लेऊं बलैया।
रास रचैया भैया, गाय चरैया, नाग नथैया भैया, लेऊं बलैया।
रास रचैया भैया, गाय चरैया, नाग नथैया भैया, लेऊं बलैया।
नाग नथैया भैया, लेऊं बलैया।
नाग नथैया भैया, लेऊं बलैया।
यशोमती मैया छैया, दाऊ जी के भैया, लेत बलैया मैया, नाचे ताता थैया।
यशोमती मैया छैया, दाऊ जी के भैया, लेत बलैया मैया, नाचे ताता थैया।
यशोमती मैया छैया, दाऊ जी के भैया, लेत बलैया मैया, नाचे ताता थैया।
यशोमती मैया छैया, दाऊ जी के भैया, लेत बलैया मैया, नाचे ताता थैया।
लेत बलैया मैया नाचे ताता थैया
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 ओ स्वामी सखा सुत पति स्वामी सखा सुत पति श्याम बता दे आज तो भैया कन्हैया बना दे
स्वामी सखा सुत पति श्याम बता दे आज तो भैया कन्हैया बना दे
आज तो भैया कन्हैया बना दे
आज तो भैया कन्हैया बना दे
आज तो भैया कन्हैया बना दे
आज तो भैया कन्हैया बना दे
ओ राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे
गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
हमारे प्यारे प्यारे भैया कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की
जय।
श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की
जय।
जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे।